Well, hours after that attack, the Israeli military sent out a new advisory. It's urging residents of Gaza City to head south to a so-called humanitarian zone where they can collect aid. Safwat Al-Kahlout is inside the Gaza Strip and joins us now on the phone. Safwat, first of all, tell us about this advisory and how the Israeli army is spreading news about it.
Look, from the beginning of the war, the Israeli war in Gaza, the Israeli army has been intercepting the local radio stations and has been publishing this warning through pre-recorded messages. So this is not something new, but they have been updating the areas in the Gaza and the north of the Gaza. So the most recent warning is to some neighborhoods in Gaza City, like Shuja'iyya, Zaytun, Nasser, Rimal, and other places. They are asking people to evacuate these neighborhoods to the south of the Gaza Strip. While until last night, I met people from Gaza who were displaced from Gaza into the south and now are considering returning to their homes in Gaza and in the north because of lack of everything here in the south. The south of the Gaza Strip is not an independent entity or independent governorate. The whole strip depend on the same supplier and depend on the same crossing. So once the Israelis say to go to the humanitarian places, where are they? We spend the whole day looking for some water, some food, and some bread. This is the case all over the Gaza Strip. People are lining up at bakeries and at water in the south, in the north, and in Gaza City, the same in the south and other places. The people here in Gaza used to call the Gaza Strip, before the war, the biggest open-air prison in the world. Now they call it the biggest refugee camp in the world since all the population of the Gaza Strip, 2.3 million, became refugees and have been displacing from a place to another. Last night, myself, I have to take my family and look for another place because there were some explosions near the place, the new place where I evacuated to. So this is not only my case. This is the same scenario everywhere we go.
Safwat, this is what I'm wondering. Given the dire conditions there in Gaza, the airstrikes, 12 days of siege, I'm wondering whether this promise of aid, this promise of a so-called humanitarian zone, will mean that people will follow this advisory.
No?
Safwat, can you hear me?
Yes,
Safwat, do you think people will follow this advisory, given that they've been promised aid?
Look, United Nations just released a new statement saying that Gaza run out of water and fuel, and soon it will run out of food. This is the main humanitarian supplier in the Gaza Strip. So this is at the highest level. So in terms of practical terms, in Gaza, the supermarkets, the providers, the stocks, everybody, every side say that the stocks or the warehouses ran out of everything in terms of essential food stuff.
Safwat, if you could tell us a little bit about the aftermath of this Israeli strike on the hospital in the north there in Gaza. 500 people dead was the last death toll that we have. Do you have any update on the situation?
Well, the Minister of Health says still they have not recognized some of or many of these the people who were killed. The majority of them, according to the Minister of Health, are children and women who have been sheltering in the hospital. And it's not only in this hospital, in many places since the Israelis warned the people or asked the people to evacuate. The governmental press office in Gaza, they asked the people to for wide public participation in a funeral that will be held later. By the way, in Gaza, they don't bury all these bodies in the cemeteries. They just dig big holes and bury all of them together. So the collective burying in all over the Gaza Strip from south to north. So we will wait, or we are waiting for further notice to regarding the timing and the details for the funeral or the collective funeral of the bodies or the victims of the hospital.
OK, Safwat Al-Kahlout, we'll keep an eye on events there in Gaza throughout the day. Thanks very much for joining us.